Hello and welcome back to Anno 1800 once more, and yeah, well, we have finished the palace in the last episode in all its glory. Well, not really yet, it's of course not even finished at this point, but we can have a nice view over the city for now. A grand metropolis as of the last episode. That only counts for the attractiveness, bear that in mind. We have not reached the 100,000 at this point, though I am fully intending of doing it in this episode. And with that, we continue onwards with a bit of city building. First of all, we are researching right now the next permits for the scholars, so this should be finished rather soon. We've also finished now our third metro station that we have then over here now, and it's actually quite well hidden because it is just integrating itself quite well into the engineers. And there it is. Well, you might say so, because it's not, of course, you know, transitioning into the other buildings like those here, right? So it's kind of like separate from for its own good, but that's it. It's just beautiful, really, what these mods can do, what the modding community can do. And with that, this district here is affected now by a smaller metro station, at least, as well, that at least goes up into this district then as well, and at least getting all of those people in. Speaking about those people, we can actually go ahead and upgrade some more artisans to engineers. We have 10,000 artisans at the moment, and I would like to continue with that as well. So here we have a few more, here we have a few more. We can really go crazy with the upgrades there. We got a lot of them here at the World Fair. Bear in mind, of course, this will increase my engineer consumption there once more. The consumer goods for engineers. That's always something to keep in mind. Those artisans here, they don't like to upgrade because the school is lacking a bit. So let's give them another school building a bit closer to them, so that we may upgrade them anytime now. Let's actually just place the school there. I'm going to get rid of it again once we have those people upgraded. We got 300 farmers. That's actually quite nice. They can go ahead and upgrade me a few more farmers. Up here we don't have them anyway. We got 3,000 workers at the moment. This gives me the chance here of upgrading more workers now on the way to the palace, which I would like to do. So it's especially those guys here. It's all going to be artisans in here as well, right? So I want to have a beautiful artisan road in here, because especially the skyscraper skin for the artisans looks absolutely fantastic. And we're going to use this one here then on the way to the palace grounds then that we have. Very good. The next scholar permits are ready, so we can go ahead and build some 5 more of them right away. We are still very low on the steel beams. Yeah, Archie would have more steel beams for us. There's also an attack, it seems. Yeah, not really. So we can purchase a few more steel beams that we're going to need for sure for the next construction. Now with that, we are boosting our scholar population to 551, and with that, as we can see, also the tailored suits are now being consumed. So we finally have breached that, and we're finally also producing tailored suits. So this is all coming in here now, and I'll just hope that we can actually push it further now to the electricity, which would be the next target then here. 2,000 it still is. We're almost there again. With that we are. Do we need to pay another 2,000? 3,000 it is. So I do need to wait a bit now for breaching the next one, which we can actually achieve in 40 scholars already. And then we can go onwards to 3,000 science points. Let's just have a quick look there again at my policies, because of course with Grand Metropolis status we have unlocked a few more that are going to be pretty interesting. So we have the reduced need for all foods. That of course is nice to have. What is even better is the Science Fairs Act, +1 influence for engineer residences. And this gives me a whopping, 35 influence that we have in addition. It's not that much actually. And I was hoping for a bit more, because they need to be within a town hall. And the majority of my engineers are not within a town hall at the moment, though we're going to rectify this one. Even though a town hall costs me 20 influence, so yeah, we need to be careful there. About the town halls, we do have a bunch of them available. The city hall is a new one. It's that one. And we also got the municipal building, right, which is a skyscraper building then. Let's go ahead and have the city hall at the moment. This is something we can have done, right here, for example, within all these engineers that we have. Let's also go ahead and have those guys here upgraded to engineers, so that even more of them are in the circle. There's a chapel still. Let's get rid of that. Move it over, and I think with that we can already do it. Nah. Alright, one more. Let's move it over. Now we should be able to do it. Having this city hall building then right here. Get rid of this road. and move this one around a bit, right? Because it actually has a proper entrance area then looking towards it, right? With its ornaments and stuff like that. This actually gave me a lot of additional influence. Despite costing 20 influence, we get still 40 plus, so 60 in total we get out of this one here. And then of course we can go ahead and just, yeah, get us some bonus residents, for example, out here. Bonus happiness for my engineers, so that we can boost their happiness a bit. Happiness plus 7, just in general, a boost, a nice one. Alright, I'll take it. And another plus 12 we could have. Tons of rights is also reduced, so let's go ahead and do this on top of that. This gives me finally also a positive engineer happiness, at least for those guys here as well. Next up on the list is actually something that's also pretty cool, and that is the influence per zoo module. We do have the zoo now. The other ones I actually don't care about that much. The pseudo is fine because this gives me a whopping 120 influence, so this is a lot. And with that we are at 200 influence, and let's use this right away to then build us another Yamato ship that we can now have. We can actually have 3-4 with that, just with that one policy. Perfect. Next up on the list, the extra goods from heavy factories we can replace now with the 50% productivity from electricity. That is actually tricky, because I don't know how big the trade-off here really is. We would need to check it for the important goods that we have, right? So the steam motors, for example, we're producing right now 17. If I change this around now to the 50% productivity from electricity, it changes to 7. So it actually does make a noticeable difference if we go away from the heavy factories. I do like the heavy factories though more because it's more powerful, right? Every third good is more powerful than 50% boost from electricity boost. So that is not 50% flat boost. That's that. And the other thing is that it actually boosts my most important goods. That's the steam motors, that's my steel production, my steel beams production, my elevator production that we have from that. We might actually check the elevator there real quick. We're plus 8 with that. If we switch it to 50%, for that we have a plus, oh come on, switch around. Funnily enough, the elevators are not affected by that, probably because we're producing 4 per minute and kind of like tackles that every third output, right? So that it kind of like equals to that, to the 8 that we have. By the way, as I was checking those productions, we have breached 100,000 people. Hooray! Panagos officially is a grand metropolis now, not only from attractiveness here, but also from population-wise. 100,000 people in the 19th century, that probably was quite a bit. However, what I do like is that we are producing 50 tons of steel beam right now. That's just a beautiful number. I don't think I've ever had it this high. Up there, of course, with boosting it now with the palace policies, with electricity, with the trade union, and for Ras Al Zarami, we can topple it up to 250 efficiency there for each one of them. This, of course, leads to a nice and hefty amount of steel beams coming in. With that, also with the influence influx, we can finally go ahead and build me some Yamato class ships there again. I think in this case here, let's build 3. We can actually build 3 of them at the same time. That's pretty cool. I mean, not in the same time, in a queue. I'm not going to build more advanced ships though at this point, shipyards, because they just take up way too much space. I think this is fine, right? It's going to take a while. And then we got up to 5 of these big boys here. Whew. I don't know if they should be afraid of me at this point here, right? I mean, the AI is still looking pretty well defended, and they've got a massive amount of ships, but I think we have a real chance here of actually also having a win here or there. Next up on the list is, once again, as we can see, my research, and we have now 5,000 research points. The next limit we can already achieve at 900, so we've boosted the population up by 400 actually, since the tailored suit is also coming in. And for every 100 we increased it by 1,000 research points. That's lovely, because now we can really accelerate our training here, right? So we basically can go ahead now with a extension permit every time this runs out. At this point, and the next 5 we can already then implement as well with the next permit extension. Perfect. There's still a few more workers here, and I would probably upgrade those guys here, and we're probably going to have a whole row of more scholars here. All right, could have done this a bit more simple, but I think this is just funnier this way. Let's go ahead and make this one a triple road, and this one a normal road, and with that we can increase the size of my scholar district there even further. Some more artifacts that we can use to further boost our zoo. So the aquatic district is increasing in size. Also some birds that we have here, the kingfisher, and then the balloon fish there once more. And with that, we're almost halfway through there in the Grand Metropolis attractiveness scale. For the zoo, of course, we can still go ahead and also add us some ornaments in here. Something like a nice fountain, something that provides some shade here and there, like these enclosed trees. And then perhaps also a statue of some sorts. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's have this one for food and drinks offering here at the tables for any incoming customers. Another thing that we can finally do is opening up tourism to my city. I feel safe enough, right? We have a good attractiveness at this point. It is possible for us to finally welcome tourists to the city. So let's go ahead and open the public mooring. This is the basic version, right? So this one here only gets us in a few tourists here and also some specialists. And as we can see, the tendency is already going up. However, there is of course another very important one, to tourist mooring. And this finally also then unlocks us the tourism in Panagos City. And I guess we're going to get quite a few visitors with the first ship already. The recent unveiling of the spanking new tourist mooring has seen hordes of hungry holidaymakers stream into the city, requesting nothing but the finest hotels, food and amenities. A sneak peek at one cruise ship's ledger reveals more than 60 nationalities represented on board. Please don't get the Austrians in. Better not, I speak personal experience. Alright, and with that, we have now a few more missions. We already have the metro system working in Panagos, so they can already use it. Right, there is one here, not too far away from the public mooring. And of course, we can now further go ahead and connect these then with my bus system that we can also implement into the city. And where, if not in front of my World Fair, could we have that beautiful first hotel right here, looking towards the World Fair? Perhaps we have bit something like that. Let's go ahead with this style here. This is the first hotel. There is a special entrance in here for my guests of honor, looking towards the World Fair and also towards the lake and the waterfalls, the river and the waterfalls over there. By the way, I think that school we can get rid of with upgrading those artisans to engineers. And to speed things up, I can just move those around here and achieve the same effect. The only other thing we need is still now a bus station. Of course, it makes sense to me to have one in front of the World Fair. We could also have one here and connect basically World Fair and hotel together, and also the waterfall vista that we can implement them. That's one, right? We need to once again also make sure that they of course are connecting with their overlays. Another one we could have here by the hospital. They are now connected. Definitely another one here at the town hall, where I would like to have one. It's a bit tricky now, so we probably will have to move one or two things around here. So let's not move the town hall. Would not be so great. But we can move probably this house there a bit away. Right, and have a... Can we still? Ah, that's not possible. Probably need to have it then somewhere here. This would actually work out, so I need to get rid of that building here. Move that a bit away. And with that, have then also my next bus station here. Then we have the metro system and the public mooring. For the public mooring, we can already have one. And of course, at my metro plaza, we should also have a bus station at the end of it, or the beginning of it, whatever way you can see this. There it is, in all its glory as well. And we might then just have also some additional ornaments here. Like a signpost, a clock, and another billboard sign that we can have here. And with that, we have this first area completed, more or less. So this is where you can now take the bus or the metro, whatever you like, and it is then connecting the rest. She still wants me to connect it to a theater. I think we have one here, yes. This is not that far away, so we could have it probably somewhere here in front of it, or instead of this fountain. Oh, wait a second, this one doesn't fit in anyway. And very good, the next permit is also ready. This I would like to to have a look at then as well. So we can have the next bus station then right here. Just beside that theater. I hope she's happy now. The sushi also wants to get me, but we'll just see that for later. Right now, next in line is then my permits. So I would like to go ahead and get me some 5 more that we can have here. We're almost at the 5k again. I think 4,000 it costs me the next one. That we should now, there it is, also develop right away for the next permit. This unlocks then hopefully soon now. Yeah, it should unlock electricity. They will get this right away and then continue onwards to the seafood stew that we can then also have unlocked at some point. Of course, continuing with a few more upgrades doesn't hurt. So we do have still this row here for artisans. Here we can still have a few more artisans. Basically that they're a bit more hidden from the more prominent roads, the workers. There's a few more. And also here along this is just a smaller road. Not that hurtful, perfect. And then we got a few more farmers here. That we have kind of like an even workforce there once more. And yeah, last but not least, something that we've also should have done some time ago, but finally we're doing it. We're getting the first skyscrapers into Panagos. Starting here in the real center of it, right? We can really basically go ahead and have a whole bunch of them. This is going to cost me quite a bit, and as always in the beginning, those skyscraper buildings will cost me quite a bit for a very long time. The investment is there, so we're sitting at 150,000 income right now. And once I build it, look at that, we lost 50,000 on my balance basically. But we get skyscrapers. At least that's something that we have now right over here. I would also like to go ahead and have some of those engineers being upgraded to skyscrapers then as well, because they have also their own special flavor then as well. This solitary investor that we have there, let's just get this one over there. There's a chapel. We don't need chapels anymore in the city center itself. We might have a church from time to time, but not chapels anymore. It just doesn't fit into a modern city, you might say. We're still sitting at 80,000, so I can still go ahead and upgrade me a few more at the power plant here, and then those few, and then we are out of steel beams here. We have plenty of everything else, also elevators. Steel beams is my culprit, and it's going to be that for a while. And with that, the inner city changes quite dramatically, honestly, as this is only the first step. And yeah, as we know, it's going to be costly here for a while. As we can see, we lose 500 coin per building, which is adding up then over time, as long as they don't have anything else fulfilled. But let's just notice that they don't have a subway here. How is that possible? We have a large one. Yeah. We do need another subway too. This is going to be once again quite expensive. Where should we have it? Probably here instead of the school. We also have the pub and the marketplace there. Two things that can also still get rid of if need be. I think we actually will need to get rid of them as well. Let's go ahead and build us a large one. But look at that. I thought the radius was bigger. Why is the radius smaller all of a sudden? It's tiny in comparison. We do provide everything though that it offers. That's a bit disappointing, honestly. What's the medium-sized one looking then? I think it's not that much smaller than the large one. The large one might be a bit bigger. Still, strange stuff. Let's have another one then for these guys here, right? So that we have the skyscrapers at least being surrounded by that. I think we need to actually pull it over here and have it then along the main road. There it is. It does cost me quite a bit, so we need to wait there again for this construction, and our warehouse is just across the street. This is then kind of like the metro station here, combining my industry zone together with my residential zones. And look at that. I just love those fountains then right here together with those. It actually looks really festive, honestly. Lots of lights. A baby being carried around or driven around. And yeah, this is only the beginning. The tier 1 of skyscrapers coming into Panagos. Great stuff. And costly at that, of course. And there is also the first tourism shipper coming in, and it is actually getting me 6,400 tourists in Panagos right away from scratch, arriving at this very moment. Being also tossed around a bit by the pirate. At least they can get off board, right? I hope so. There they are, my first tourists. Smaller attack there. This also reminds me of Sean. We're at 61. 63, 66. I haven't been this high with him yet. Medium high. Trade rights with the pirate. Medium high. Come on. 700,000. Of course I'm paying it. And finally, it was really hard to achieve this time around. Sean has agreed. He will also agree to an alliance with us. Holy cow. With that, we have both pirates now in alliance status. And of course, I would like to have a quick look at his wares, because Sean does offer different wares than Harlow. He also offers ships even though it's the outdated versions that we have, right? And he's got a whole bunch of piratey items that we can have. Ships that we can purchase. I think though item-wise it's the same. Advanced weapons and Harlow offers this too. Good-wise, we could sell him some beer there for that. But at least with that, we have now also the ability to do business with the pirate in the New World. And we are even entering alliance with him right away. That's also just something very lovely indeed. Hopefully he can help us in the wars to come. And yeah, once again, Panagos has grown. Skyscrapers, the palace continues to rise. Tourism is introduced into my city. And we also continue with the expansion of the metro system. Stay tuned.